current life's mission is to build the world's coolest Honda NSX. And when I walk through that door in the morning and I see this sitting on the lift, I'm confident we are headed in the right direction. This is my full restoration project, a 91 Acura NSX that started out as a factory automatic car. That is now K-swapped with a K24, a built transmission, 2 turbos hanging out the back. But this build has just got started and we have a very, very long ways to go. Before we start making progress, I want to clear something up. I've seen a lot of comments about this right here, the intake system for the turbo setup. Now, of course, when you just look at this, it looks like it's not going to work very well. The rear wheels bolt here, and you would think that all the water, road debris, grime would go right into the filters. You guys got to keep in mind, we are going to be running rear inner fenders. So how this system is set up and designed is the air duct that is on the factory quarter panel here fills this whole air chamber. I'll probably build some sort of nice little block off cleats for that so we can get the maximum amount of air going to the filters. So the air is going to come in through the ducts, go all the way through that chamber into the filter. And of course, the inner fender and the bumper will prevent all the water. Granted, this car is never going to be driven in the rain, but the road debris and grime from going into the filters. Figured I'd clear that up before we get to work. One thing I do need to get done before I make too much progress and forget, this is very important, is I need to clock the center cartridge. So these turbos are oilless and waterless, but there is a grease zerk that you guys will see here in a minute that needs to be easily accessible because we need to be able to grease these turbos every few thousand miles. Here's what I ended up with. Even with the car fully assembled, those should still be very easy to get to grease the turbos. I want to move on and try and get a lot of the components, or all of the components on the front of this engine buttoned up. The intake manifold, AC compressor, because we will be running AC on this car, water pump, and the whole serpentine belt system. Now, in order to fit our very beautiful Gato billet intake manifold with the OEM water pump setup, we need to trim this bracket off. So I got this all trimmed down enough to clear the intake manifold with plenty of space. What this is from the factory is a crankcase breather vent. I'm gonna go ahead and weld that shut. And the reason we don't need that is because we have 4 vents from the valve cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually 5. So that's plenty of crankcase ventilation. Realistically, I'll probably use 3 from the valve cover, and that's all we're gonna need to vent the crankcase pressure. Let's go ahead, pop out the TIG, and see if I can get this thing welded up nice and cleanly. You know, I had to grind it flat so it looks proper. This piece is ready to go. Now we could bolt it on like this, where it's kind of crusty, or I can make this part look brand new. You already know it's an ultimate NSX project. We got to make this look brand new. First up, sandblast. Now, when it comes to coating pieces like this, you have three suitable options, and those are paint, powder coat, or Cerakote. I'm not a big fan of paint for stuff like this. It doesn't hold up to chemicals and greases and oils all that well. Powder coat is nice, but in my opinion, the best option for something like this is going to be Cerakote. This is Cerakote. It is much thinner than powder coat. It holds up way better than paint. And if you take a look at my transmission or the engine block in the build, those are both Cerakote and they both look absolutely fantastic. This here is satin aluminum. So it looks like bare aluminum, but it's coated. And then also, if you get grease on it, it's much easier to clean, being that it is a ceramic base. So this is a 2-part. We're gonna do 18 parts of this to 1 part of this. Go ahead and spray out that water pump housing, bake it in the oven, and we'll be done. Look at how beautiful that piece turned out. This now needs to be baked at 250 degrees for 2 hours. And as soon as that 2 hours is up and the part is cool, we are good for installation. While we wait for the Cerakote to be cured, we have a whole slew of goodies we need to go ahead and get back on the car. All this stuff was removed right before we painted it, and pretty much all of it is for inside the trunk. The wiring, a bunch of grommets, the filler neck, tow hooks, things like that. Ton of random stuff installed. The harness in the trunk, I'm trying to get cleaned up as much as possible and tucked away. Factory, of course, it's all hidden by carpet. This car won't be running carpet. As you can see, we have a giant air to water cooler in the way. The water pump housing is now out of the oven and fully cured up. Look at how beautiful that Cerakote looks. The entire serpentine assembly is now complete. Let's finish this off with a nice billet intake manifold installation. Even though this piece is definitely going to come back off, I want to get the intercooler pipe with the BOVs installed just to see how cool this thing is going to look. Yet another very productive day working on the twin turbo NSX coming to an end.